And we're back, Human Nuggets here, dropping into some Helldivers 2 content for you today. I know I'm a bit late to the party on making a video on this, but I have been playing a lot of this game. It's a lot of fun. I do think that it does get dick-ridden a bit, but like it's a good game. It does have a lot of bugs though. The server issues mostly seem fixed, or at least like joining servers. You know, I can kind of, since they added in the AFK kick to menu, I haven't had any trouble connecting, whereas before I was having like, you know, one day I literally had my computer sitting there for 3 hours trying to connect and it wouldn't. But yeah, these defense missions here, oh well, specifically the Eradicate Forces ones, are a great way to get warmed up again when you haven't played for a while. Like, I'm playing difficulty 7 here as like kind of no sweat. Which I'm only up to difficulty 8 as what I can kind of do for normal missions. Like I'm on, yeah, difficulty 8, I can get 1 or 2 missions done, but I haven't managed to clear a sector yet. Oh, they are getting closer than I would like. But yeah, so usually I'll play on like difficulty 5 if I want like a casual experience. Because that's kind of the sweet spot for me, where I'm actually, you know, engaged, not just brain dead. But still, you know, not kind of having to worry about what I'm doing, and I can fuck around with different weapons, whereas on the higher difficulties, you gotta kind of follow the meta with what stratagems and weapons you drop in with. Which they are planning on adding more. They've announced there's more coming, and there's only one I know of is certainly coming, which is the, what's it called? They're adding a little mech suit, which I will be looking forward to see. But yeah, as I said, about half solo playtime, half playing with mates. I try and avoid playing with randoms because I just don't find it enjoyable. I find that, especially on higher difficulties, lower difficulties it doesn't matter too much, but higher difficulties, kind of, I get to the point where it's like people will just shoot passing patrols and then you're constantly under siege and you'll fail the mission because you're not playing the objective. Which, you know, on lower difficulties you can play this game as kind of like a wave survival. But for me at least, on higher difficulties, I gotta play the, you know, more strategic, stealthy approach. Try and avoid engaging the patrols that'll call in dropships constantly. Because just, they have more armor than I have ammo. Obviously that's different on the bugs, but I get really annoyed at the hunter packs over on the bug side, to the point where it literally made me switch over to the automatons, which I just butchered that wording, but yeah. Like, them hunters, even with the shield backpack on that stops you from getting stunned initially, they can just triple swipe you, and then you're fucked, and they'll come in a pack of like 10, so half the time there'll be more of them than I have ammo. Which, yeah, that was a bit annoying, but moving over to these guys, the annoying shit is the rocket devastators, because they can one-shot you. Which, yeah, they do, like, you know, telegraph it because they change their stance, and then they're not fully accurate, but I don't know, I just die to them. Well, there we go, you can see the outliner one there, which I absolutely butchered the shot on. And let's give that tank a nuke. Which the nuke is not as good as I would like it to be, which sounds strange. It is good, but it has a very small blast radius. So it's great for getting the drop on somebody, but say they're chasing you down, they're going to move faster than where it is unless you're really good at predicting their direction, which is hard to do because they seem to walk around certain parts of the terrain that seem like there isn't terrain, which yeah, it's kind of weird to see, but it makes kind of clusters more useful in certain scenarios. And I use the nuke kind of to clear out small hordes chasing you, because once you get the cooldown upgrade, it comes back so quick.
Another victory for the right side of history.
Yeah, most of the problematic kind of bugs I've been running into have mostly been like collision based. So things where a recoil from an enemy hitting me will send me through the ground, or things like I'll spawn under the ground at the start of the mission, or like anytime a drop pod comes down. That's happened to me a few times. Along with, you know, enemies just being able to shoot or walk straight through rocks. That kind of thing. And that's what I was talking about, like, he got to walk straight towards me and he walked away. That happens a lot as well. That's what I was talking about earlier. But yeah, no, just having them kind of go into a rock and be invincible, or put you into a rock. I lost a whole bunch of rare samples to that happening once, which was really annoying, because I was going to get that achievement for 15 rare samples extracted. I don't normally play this bad. I am just distracted because I'm talking. But yeah, you just got... It just, yeah, spawned the samples underground, because that's where I died after being hit by a charger. And it was just really frustrating to have happen. And then, you know, nothing I could do about it. I lost a bunch of samples, which I do forget to collect most of the time. So I actually have barely any of my stratagems upgraded, because I just kind of forget to pick up samples. If the little icon appears on my screen, I pick them up. But, outside of that, I kind of just forget they're a thing until I'm looking at them. Which, yeah, would make higher difficulties easier, obviously, if I had upgraded stuff. I've done a few of them, but like, I don't even have everything to tier 1, and I'm like level 27 or something. So I've clearly not been doing that efficiently. I do have, you know, most of the stratagems unlocked though, which is nice. It allows me to play kind of how I want, to an extent, because as I was saying, on higher mission difficulties, you don't get that much of a choice. Yeah, so like, those guys are just wandering past. They might not see me at all, which would be good, because they'll call in a dropship if they do. And if I was playing with randoms, they would just shoot them because they could see them. Which, yeah, quite annoying when I'm just trying to get missions done. Lower difficulties, obviously. Fuck, they'll have seen that. Lower difficulties, it doesn't matter, because you have enough to be able to do everything and not worry. While I don't mind this game solo, friends do definitely help not have burnout. Because it does feel kind of samey after you've been playing a while. Not necessarily in a bad way, but not necessarily in a good way either. Like, it helps. I also constantly forget that it's magazine reload. I know I've done that multiple times already. Especially, I spent so long using the revolver, just because, well, revolvers are cool. And that is one of the few guns in the game that doesn't have magazine-based reloads. There is also a whole bunch of different possible missions you can encounter, but I always seem to encounter the same few. Like, I'll get... And I'm not just talking about the defense missions, where they're pretty much always the same. Just like, say, on the bug planet, I'll run into, fuck. and that's why I don't like rocket devastators. But on the bug planets, I'll run into like the blitz missions and the break egg missions, you know, as kind of 90% of what I'm facing down as my options, and it's just fuck. The big downside to playing solo, in my opinion, is not being able to choose where you spawn. I'm assuming it'd be better once I can upgrade the steering. I don't know how much that actually changes, but like, I'm kind of just fucked now. I've got to use one of these. Also, if you are watching this and you haven't played the game before but you're planning on getting it, if you are on PC, definitely change it so that your stratagems are called down not on the movement keys. Because I'm at the point where it's, you know, higher difficulties, it starts to matter when you can't move at the same time. And, well, I've just got my muscle memory ingrained into doing everything on the movement keys. So I tried rebinding it, and I feel like that one shouldn't have missed. But yeah, I tried rebinding it, and it just threw me off, and it made me so slow. So I'd have to completely relearn everything, and just... If you can, and you're planning on going up to the higher difficulties, save yourself the hassle and rebind it. Because you can bind it to anything, and if it's not on movement keys, you can run around still. Which, yeah, certainly would have saved me in quite a few situations. Alright, well, I was kind of... I don't know how much of a skip was there, because I kind of just ran out of interesting things to say about the game. But yeah, I've been having fun with it, but definitely getting a bit of burnout from it being a bit samey. That's kind of my entire opinion of the game. I hope you've enjoyed though, and I will catch you in the next one.